He's the greatest fighter of our generation. He's beat everyone.
Yeah.
I'm bigger.
Yeah.
I'm stronger.
Can I ball for a minute? Ride on. I got this, let it roll like a night storm. Forever winning, don't you ever get in my way. Cause otherwise I'ma rise up in your face.
I'm something that he's not used to. I'm a kickboxer. Two worlds are colliding.
This is a serious physical monster. This is a guy who's one of the greatest kickboxers of all time. He's got good fundamentals. He can box. But yes, Usyk has earned the right to do whatever he wants.
Can I ball for a minute? Let's go.
This is going to be an absolute spectacle. You got the king of heavyweight boxing against the king of heavyweight kickboxing. Two legacies, two guys who are at the top of their game. One-on-one at the pyramids in Giza, Egypt. It's almost like a fantasy that's going to come to life.
It's a pyramid, you know? Egypt. Woo woo.
I know it's a dangerous guy, but it's a great idea. It's a big show. I cannot wait, yeah?
I'm fighting in Giza for the WBC World Heavyweight Championship versus Oleksandr Usyk. I want to fight the very best. If there's going to be belts involved, let's go.
It's an unbelievable spectacle, and the ring keep providing us with these crazy spectacles and crazy events. It's the location for this one that's just, I can't get my head around it. It'll be the experience of a lifetime. You break it down, and when it comes to the fight, Rico Verhoeven is a problem. He's a problem, and we don't actually know much about him from a boxing perspective, but we know nothing really. He's had one bout and you cannot take anything from that at all. His kickboxing experience tells you an awful lot, but at the same time, Oleksandr Usyk is the problem that no one can solve. He is the puzzle that no one can figure out.
Rico, AJ, Dubois, they've all landed their best shots on Usyk. He hasn't gone down, he hasn't been knocked out. Why do you believe you have the power to do this?
I don't think so. I don't think they landed their best shot on Usyk. Because he's so, slithery, he's all over the place. So I think he didn't get like rocked.
Is that a challenge as well? You've gone straight to the big dog, as opposed to maybe coming in slowly and taking someone that's maybe past their best. You've gone to, I think, one of the greatest boxers of all time.
For me, to be honest, it made sense. The other fights also made sense in a way, because they were like also considered as big crossover events. We have Oleksandr Usyk, who's been dominating the sport for such a long time, from the cruiserweight, now in the heavyweight. He's not beating guys once, but he beat him twice.
That's what you've done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So undisputed versus undisputed, two different worlds collide with each other. Wow, I think that's crazy.
Boxing is easier than kickboxing.
Nope.
You are the kickboxing GOAT.
It's not up to me.
You are nervous about fighting Oleksandr Usyk.
Nope.
This will be a harder fight than a kickboxing fight you've ever had.
Yes.
You are going to continue boxing after this fight.
Yes.
If, when you beat Usyk, you will look to unify.
Yes.
Do you wish you had switched to boxing sooner?
No.
You took this fight because you were bored of dominating kickboxing.
No.
Boxing fans have written you off too quickly.
Yes.
You will shock the world on DAZN May 23rd.
Yes.
Right now, the entire combat sports world is staring in absolute disbelief at what is scheduled to take place at the Pyramids of Giza. It's a matchup that has traditionalists completely furious and casual fans entirely hooked.
It ain't the same. We're now less than 2 weeks away from glory in Giza, where heavyweight champ Oleksandr Usyk will be taking on kickboxing heavyweight champion Rico Verhoeven in front of the Great Pyramids of Giza. Before we get into the undercard in English.
There you go.
In English, it's called undercard. In analyzing something unusual as this event, it may be useful to look at other unusual matchups throughout boxing history that share certain characteristics with Usyk and Verhoeven, to see if they can shed some light on what is possible here. Okay, let's start with the biggest upset in heavyweight history. For context, Rico Verhoeven is about a 30-1 underdog.
Dang.
When Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, he was a 42-1 underdog. Hassan Rahman was a 16-1 long shot when he knocked out Lennox Lewis. Andy Ruiz was 14-1 when he stopped Anthony Joshua. Corey Sanders was 10-1 against Vladimir Klitschko. But in each of these cases, the guy pulling the upset was an experienced world-class boxer. So guys, the odds makers have Verhoeven somewhere between Buster Douglas and Hasim Rahman in terms of the odds against. And a big factor in those odds were who they were up against.
For the first time in history, the major sanctioning bodies have given the ultimate green light for an outsider to skip the entire line, leaving top-tier contenders entirely in the dust. But what started as a highly lucrative spectacle has quickly morphed into an intensely personal feud. Corporate mask completely slipped long before the official press conferences even began. It happened during a seemingly chance encounter at an airport terminal, far away from the flashing lights of the media. Cameras caught a chilling, unscripted face-to-face confrontation that instantly changed the energy of this entire promotion. There were no promoters separating them, no scripts, and no artificial hype. The Giant stepped directly into Usyk's face, locking eyes and delivering a cold, quiet warning that he was coming to take everything.
You would have watched Fury versus Ngannou, and no one gave Ngannou a chance. And maybe some people thought that Tyson Fury lost that fight. Do you take inspiration from that someone can't come from a different discipline and upset the fighters, the boxers?
100%, but I don't look at other people. I look at myself, and I look at the opportunity I have and the capabilities I have to do this. So comparing myself to Francis is not a comparison, because I've been boxing with Peter Fury for 15 years. So, and of course, I was boxing to kickbox, but I've been in and around boxing for such a long time.
You expect to beat Oleksandr Usyk May 23rd?
Of course. Well, let's say of course. I think, in my opinion, I believe I can do it.
Instead of brushing it off with his usual eccentric humor, the undisputed king looked visibly agitated, responding with a quiet fury that sent shockwaves through onlookers. In that exact moment, a multi-million-dollar crossover event officially transformed into a deeply personal vendetta.
When you hear him say that, he seems very sure of himself.
Yeah.
You've heard everyone say this before.
It's good. Listen, because a lot of people...
Effect only amplified from there. The challenger didn't just target the champion's skills, he took aim at his legacy, publicly labeling him a glorified cruiserweight who didn't belong among the true giants of the division.
Do you accept the pressure is on you to win this fight on May the 23rd? Rico coming into your world.
No, it's not pressure for me. Listen, it's just fight. It's a boxing fight. It's a normal. I prepare for this fight. Everything okay.
Final words then, Rico, to you. When you land your best shot, what do you believe can happen? Just tell the world how you believe you become world champion and become the first man in a professional ring to beat Oleksandr Usyk on May 23rd.
Well, when I land my best punch on him, of course he will go down because it's like a 20 kilo weight difference. He's like a build-up cruiserweight. So, and I'm like a naturally born heavyweight. So that's a big difference. So that's what's gonna happen if I land my best shot clean. And if not, yeah, we're just gonna win.
Armed with a staggering 44-pound weight advantage, the kickboxing phenom openly mocked Usyk's frame, stating that pure heavyweight mass combined with completely unorthodox striking angles would create an impossible puzzle. To him, the champion has spent his career dissecting traditional boxers, but has absolutely no concept of how to handle the sheer physical pressure of a natural colossus who fights with a completely different rhythm. It's a massive gamble based entirely on the belief that brute force and raw size can completely erase a lifetime of master level boxing intelligence.
Yeah, feels the same for me. He's an amazing champion. I respect his career. I love what he's done, because for me it's looking at him is like looking in a mirror, because what he's done in the boxing sport is like, I don't have a hat, but I take my hat off for that. It is amazing, and that's what I've done within kickboxing. So it's such an honor and, like I said, such a privilege to be here and to share the ring with this man.
Do you think that there could be a case of he's overlooked you? There is talks of what happens after Rico. You've not spoke about what happens after Usyk.
Maybe, I don't know. If I judge him as a person and as a champion, he talked about it, but he's not overlooking me. He's talked about it, but he knows that there's definitely a challenge in front of him, and that's not like being put aside like that. And of course, the question comes like, oh, what are you gonna do after this? Because everybody expects him to win. But yeah, let's see if he can.
That psychological warfare reached a dangerous boiling point when the two finally shared a stage. During their face-to-face interaction, Rico Verhoeven seemed overly confident that he could take on a heavyweight boxing champion who has systematically taken down opponents over the years. And if you've noticed, in all of his interviews, Rico Verhoeven claimed that he's ready and prepared for this fight. He's solely relying on his bigger build and raw power against a master technician who has gained a reputation for his agility and superior boxing IQ. It's clear that Verhoeven is showing his inexperience by underestimating the opponent before him, and he might be in for a rude awakening on fight night.
In terms of where Rico could potentially have an edge in this fight, one, it's going to be size. He's big. He's a true super heavyweight. Obviously going to have a size advantage on Oleksandr Usyk, who we all know is not the biggest heavyweight in the current modern era. Two, it's going to be a little bit of being awkward, coming from a different style. Often kickboxers have much different footwork, different hand position. Punches may come from strange angles, and hoping to catch Usyk with something that he doesn't see. But once again, Oleksandr Usyk has seen it all. We're talking gold medalist, we're talking cruiserweight, unified champion, talking heavyweight champion. He's beaten every style known to man, and it's just a matter of time before he looks to figure out some of the weird idiosyncrasies that Rico will bring to the table. But at the end of the day, it's heavyweight boxing. It only takes one shot. And even though Rico's not known as a puncher, he's not a big knockout guy, even in kickboxing, he's still a big man. He still knows how to punch. And like I said, again, it's heavyweight boxing. Anything can happen.
Adding serious fuel to this raging fire is a chaotic presence from the champion's past. A former rival is rumored to be relentlessly active behind the scenes, popping up in locker rooms and sending out cryptic warnings across social media. He has openly aligned himself with the Giant, allegedly serving as an advisor and throwing out out wild claims that the boxing world is walking directly into a massive trap. This insider insight has created a wave of intense speculation among analysts. If a master tactician can be caught off guard by an unpredictable style, then treating this matchup like an easy payday is the ultimate recipe for disaster. The dark whispers growing louder by the day suggest that Usyk too might be dangerously overconfident, underestimating the explosive power of a man who has spent a decade dominating a completely different ring.
You've been in many camps with Furies. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in boxing off of the back of that experience?
Keep working. Work. Keep beating the craft. That's the only thing. That's how you get better. That, I think, gave me also the fundamentals, and working with Peter to be such a dominant in kickboxing and being such a dominant.
But just when Ritzy thought he held the element of surprise, a stunning revelation completely flipped the script. Hidden deep in Usyk's past is a detail he kept quiet about for years. It turns out he didn't just grow up practicing the sweet science. He spent a significant portion of his youth training heavily in kickboxing. He understands the exact mechanics of low kicks, high kicks, and the specific blocking styles his opponent relies on.
As a boxer, you understand what a boxer's going to do. You don't understand what he's going to do.
Yeah. Listen, when I was young, I too using kickboxing, boxing, but I like.
Nobody told me that.
I like, but not like this. Yeah, the crazy man, you know, the legs.
Maybe he throws a high kick.
Yeah, but I like kick and legs on street. Oof. Yeah, low kick, maigiri.
Nice.
Yeah, we training then my coach, it's not kickboxing coach, it's like jiu-jitsu, you know, wrestling, boxing is one coach, but another sport. It's like a crazy man. But then I look for a good coach. It's my first coach, Lapin, Sergey, yes, it's, good. My father said, hey, try boxing. I say, okay.
And here you are.
Huh?
And here you are. You tried it and you've done.
When pressed about the Giant's unique angles, the Ukrainian simply laughed it off, joking that his own legendary strength is fueled by double portions of pasta, while quietly warning that he already knows his opponent's entire playbook. Rico's biggest psychological weapon, the idea that he is bringing something entirely unseen to the table, was completely neutralized before the first bell even rang.
Do you remember when Eddie Hearn said you were too small to succeed at heavyweight? I just remember, have you taken that back now, Eddie, that statement?
I don't think that was...
Eddie Hearn, true. I'm very small, that I beat him two times.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Oleksandr, it is wonderful to see you back. Oh, sorry, go on.
Eddie joking.
He's kidding. It's wonderful to see you back, Oleksandr. I think the boxing world...
Really small, but size doesn't matter.
No.
I thought, yeah. It's just training. Hard training and good pasta.
Good pasta.
Yes, good pasta. Double portion.
While the bad blood continues to boil, a massive wave of outrage is tearing through the hardcore boxing community. Purists are absolutely furious that major world titles are being put on the line for what many consider to be a glorified circus act. Highly ranked, deserving contenders who have spent years bleeding in the ring are being completely bypassed so that an outsider can walk directly into a historic multi-million-dollar championship opportunity. The debate on whether entertainment value is entirely destroying the integrity of the sport has reached a fever pitch.
Why is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world not just taking a recess from fighting the biggest and best boxers on the planet when he is the sitting champion, but also putting his title on the line to fight a kickboxer with one professional boxing match in his career? That's the big part that really irks me. It's not that, I mean, it kind of is that Usyk is just doing this, like, whatever, okay, Usyk can go and do exhibition fights, sure. Fine with me, as long as you're not putting the title up, and really, you should probably vacate the title if you're not going to defend it. But then when you include the title, and you include it's a professional boxing match that the title is on the line for, I've said so much about how dumb the sanctioning bodies are, but Mauricio Sulaiman's really outdone himself here. Making this for the WBC title spits in the faces of not just contenders, it spits in the faces of boxing fans, because now you're expecting us to believe that these are the two best heavyweights on the planet in boxing, and we know they're not. We all call bullshit. This fight isn't even remotely interesting in terms of what we're doing it for. Are we really doing it because it's a fun thing to see Oleksandr Usyk fight Rico Verhoeven? No. We're doing it because Usyk wants a little time to do something else, make a fat paycheck, and they're going to do it at the bottom of the pyramids of Giza. That's why we're doing it, so we can show off that we can put fights at the pyramids of Giza. Did we not learn our lesson in Times Square? How much of a fucking shit show that was? You'll still do a watch party? I'll watch it. Listen, I don't have to think that McDonald's makes the best food in the world, but if I'm hungry, I might eat it. It's not 5-star cuisine, but it's edible. You're not talking to the guy that discounts circus fights. You want to have one, whatever. But it's like, would I rather watch this or Usyk versus Kabiel? I'd rather watch Usyk versus Kabiel. Would I rather watch this or Rico Verhoeven versus Francis Ngannou in MMA? I'd rather watch Rico and Francis in MMA. So
on one side, fans argue that these massive spectacles bring unprecedented eyes to combat sports. On the other side, traditionalists warn that if the outsider somehow pulls off the miracle, it will permanently stain the legacy of the heavyweight championship.
Another edition of WBC Clown College shithousery. Rico Verhoeven, the WBC kickboxing champion, fighting Oleksandr Usyk. Paul, what the is that about?
Boxing doesn't sort of fail to surprise me nowadays, and it's probably always been the case. It's one of them things where people are complaining about the fact that he's fighting for the WBC title. I totally agree. I don't think he should be for any belt. Obviously, he's had literally, been a kickboxer for a long time and not really done much in boxing at all to warrant a shot at Oleksandr Usyk when there's a queue so big, and
indeed,
you know what I mean, and that's the most important thing. The people who are sitting waiting for their shot in line are going to be fuming over this. Some would say, to counter that argument, Usyk's probably earned the right to have an easier one after what he's done, and I do agree with that also. But I think just have that easy one and leave the belts out of it. But you know what the sanctioning bodies are like. There's a few percent to be had there from purses in there, so there's always going to be some form of that.
When you strip away the massive hype and the chaotic press conferences, the actual physical reality of the matchup presents a terrifying obstacle for Rico. Elite combat analysts point to a very specific technical gap that almost always exposes kickboxers when they step into a pure boxing ring. Kickboxing combinations are notoriously short, usually a quick punch followed by a devastating leg kick. In a 12-round boxing match, those habits become incredibly predictable for a master defense. Furthermore, the stamina required to survive constant, suffocating pressure over 36 minutes is an entirely different beast. Analysts warn that once the fight crosses the midway mark and hits the 6th round, Rico's muscle memory will betray him. Fatigue will cause him to instinctively drop his hands or attempt forbidden strikes, leaving him completely defenseless against lightning-fast 4- and 5-punch combinations.
Obviously, you're getting ready for a huge fight with Oleksandr Usyk. There were eyebrows raised when it was announced. You're not naturally in the boxing world. You're coming over. You're looking to take the crown off Oleksandr Usyk. Are you surprised that this opportunity has arisen, or did you always feel like at some point in your career, in your life, you was going to get a moment like this?
Yeah, 100%. I've been talking about a big crossover for years already, because I've been dominating the kickboxing sport for over the last decade. So for the last couple of years, I was looking for something new. And I've had my challenges within kickboxing, and every fight, every championship defense was a challenge. But at a certain moment, you're just like, hey, I need something new. So we were talking about a big new crossover fight. Versus who? We didn't know just yet. And then first we were talking to Anthony Joshua, and then finally disappeared. So yeah, amazing to be here and to get the opportunity to fight the very, very, very best in the sport.
You just mentioned that he's considered the best in the sport, a phenomenal fighter. A lot of people will not give you a chance going into this fight, given the backgrounds. What gives you confidence? What do you see that makes you so assured that you will have your hand raised when you fight?
No, it's funny that you say that because people give their opinion, but what is that opinion based on? I don't know, because they haven't done their research of like, who is Rico? Okay, he's a kickboxer. Okay, it's a different sport. And oh, he did one pro boxing match. Okay, but what does that mean? You know? But if you dig a little deeper, then you see that I've been boxing for years and years and years already, and I definitely made my mark within the combat sports. That's the reason why I'm here. So like I said, I've been kickboxing heavyweight world champion for over a decade. Like, it's like, who's done that?
As the countdown ticks closer to that fateful night in the Egyptian desert, the entire world is left guessing. Will the historic backdrop of the pyramids bear witness to a masterclass execution, where a legendary champion systematically deconstructs a giant to defend the honor of his sport? Or are we about to witness the most shocking, chaotic upset in the history of modern athletics, completely rewriting the rules of combat sports forever? One thing is absolutely certain: when the dust finally settles in the sand, the landscape of heavyweight fighting will never be the same again. But what do you think about this fight? Is this a glorified circus act as the critics label it? Or will we witness an epic showdown between greats of two different fighting disciplines? Can Rico Verhoeven cause an upset on May 23rd at the Pyramids? Let me know in the comments. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned and we will catch you in the next video.